Well, you may not know, but I know. Planned Parenthood is here to exterminate black people and poor people and what do they call them? Feeble-minded. I'm pleading with you to wake up. I'm pleading with you to do something, to care. Mistreating black people is not something that is in history books. It's happening today. Please. If you would, please take this information. This is the... Abolitionists are rising up today to end abortion. In the same way abolitionists like Frederick Douglass rose up to end slavery, abolitionists are rising up to end abortion. We are crying out to the people, bring the gospel of Jesus Christ into conflict with the murder of innocent human beings, image bearers of the living God. Would you stand up? Would you do something against the evil that's happening today? Would you be a part of history instead of just watching it? How come you won't take my information and look into it? Will you? Can I hand you this? I'm trying to care for you. I love you. I'm a human being created in God's image just like you. I'm your brother and sister. You are my brothers and sisters. Can I give you this information? Would you take it? Would you read it? We're living in history, people. Black people are still being mistreated. They're still being murdered right now by our government, by our president. He supports the entity Planned Parenthood was designed to exterminate African American people, black people. Because the rich people, they didn't know what to do when they freed the slaves, and so they thought they had to do something. And they made a plan to exterminate them, to get rid of them. It's still going on. Again, it's on YouTube. There's a free video called Maafa 21, M-A-A-F-A 21. It's a free video. You can look at it. It's very well documented. It's the black genocide in the 21st century.
11:45.
Please don't continue to be apathetic.
11:45.
The reason slavery continues is because people were apathetic. They didn't stand up and stop it.
11:30. 11:30. Come on up. 10:15.
You want these?
We are now doing 11:45. Anything before 11:45. Yes. Have your chickens out. Have your chickens out.
Will you take some information, ma'am? Why not? Huh? One more thing. See, we're all too busy. We all have stuff in our hands, and everything in our hands is to fulfill our own self-interest. We don't really care about other people.
As soon as you go in, we'll trash you. We're now doing 11:45. Anytime before 11:45.
African Americans are still being mistreated in our nation today. They're being murdered at the abortion clinic. Will you please take my information? Will you look at it? Guys, will you take my information and look at it?
Lady with the blue dress.
Will you take my information, sir? Will you read it? Consider it?
I got one early.
Okay, all right, good. Thank you, sir. Please read it. Please consider it. We got to stand up and stop this. We can't remain silent. It's still happening. It's not history. It's happening now. Will you take my information, ma'am? Will you guys take my information?
They're going to check you, then they're going to bring you through just to make sure that you have a
Will you take my information? I'm sorry. sorry, excuse me, ma'am. Will you take my information, please?
No, thank you.
All right, are you aware that black people are still being mistreated today? They're still being murdered down at the abortion clinic. Are you doing anything to stop it? Why not? Huh?
Thank you, though.
Well, I know people did that at the time of slavery too. They said they didn't want to stop it. They were too busy doing other things. That was wrong then and it's wrong now. And we have the freedom to stop it. We have the freedom to stand up and do something. Would you take my information, sir? I'll talk to you. Can I come over there? I'm sorry, ma'am. Are you okay?
I want to know, and me and my brother here believe that abortion is a moral issue and wrong.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of moral issues.
Right.
And I don't see you with a sign about social, racial, economic injustice. That's my problem with knowing about white brothers and sisters. It's not that I disagree with you on that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the suffering of black and brown people still in the United States in 2016, I don't hear anything from you. Because you could have had on the other side the wrongful police shootings, the environmental injustice, on and on and on.
Right.
But you choose this hotbed issue at the African American Museum, which is fine. That's your First Amendment right. But that's my problem a lot of times, is that I don't see you when these other issues of importance and significance.
Well, I would say this if I can.
Yeah, I want to hear you.
I would say this. There are, all the other issues combined, there are more black people dying through abortion than any other issue. And it's the design of it is to exterminate black people, and they're doing that. I told you about the documentary. You got to watch it, man.
God cares about life in the womb.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
All
right. So I didn't answer your question.
To the tomb.
All right.
Okay. So he just doesn't care about life.
No.
We can get back to how many numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But we got 2 million. 85% of our incarcerated are black men. That's black life.
Right.
We got black children who don't have child care. A lot of times because of the policies of Republicans. Okay. We got black people suffering because of various reasons. Okay. I don't hear you say anything about that. So that's not the only life that God cares about.
No, I agree.
Okay?
I agree with that.
So where are you on those issues? That's what I want to know.
Where am I on those issues?
Yes.
I'm a Christian. I believe all people are created equal by God. We're brothers and sisters, and we should be treated fairly.
Where are you on injustice issues? God cares about that life too,
like
right?
what? What injustice issues specifically?
We have a police officer in South Carolina
Yeah.
who murdered a black man,
Right.
shot him in the back.
Right.
Where are you
I
on
think
that?
that's wrong. If it was illegal and wrong, I don't
you-
know what it is, but
protested? Have you spoken out about the racial injustice that we see across this country?
I believe I'm speaking about it now.
With this?
How is that racial
Yeah.
injustice?
Well, I've told you that Planned Parenthood was founded to exterminate black
I asked you
people.
about police.
Isn't that racial
No, how
injustice?
can you say that? Is that in their tenets?
I asked you about racial injustice. I
Yeah,
asked you,
that
what
was
have
with
you
their
done
founder.
about racial injustice?
Well, this
What
is
are you
one
doing?
thing.
No,
That's not
I'm talking
racial
about-
injustice.
I'm talking about
Please
police.
step up a little bit.
I'm talking about
Please step
police
up.
shootings.
Right.
and
Well, I
mainly
think
of
it's
black
wrong.
and brown
What
people.
can I do? What do you think?
Why aren't you holding signs about that?
Because this is
That's
worse.
No.
Yes.
And if you ask me, that looks like it's a white baby. That looks like a white fetus. That doesn't look black to me.
Well, I believe that we're all. I believe I'm not.
But it doesn't look like a white fetus.
I don't know what a black fetus looks like. I think they look very similar, but to me, yes, it does. To answer your question, yes, it does.
So your issue about racial?
Because they're equal. My issue here is about abortion.
So then why
Period.
don't you be able to spend this some other
We're at 135 people here today. It's lunchtime. I'm not going to eat lunch, so I decided I was here and I saw these people, and I have a heart. I watched the documentary.
Why did you particularly choose this site?
I didn't particularly choose this site. I was walking down here from the mall, and I came here and I saw this group. I have on my heart. I watched the documentary Moffat 21, and I believe that I don't understand how a black people can. That documentary is there. It's free on YouTube. Anyone can watch it. I don't understand how black people can not be watching that. The only reason that video isn't in movie theaters is because it's about black people. I believe that's racist. That's racist.
Give me the summary real quick.
Of the movie?
Yes.
It just takes from slavery when they had the people enslaved, so they're going to get rid of we're gonna free the slaves. What are we gonna do with them?
Okay.
We're gonna have too many slaves, and the rich people are going, we gotta handle this problem.
Okay.
So they start to sterilize them.
Okay.
Illegally, against their will. It's like they're sterilizing people.
Okay.
And then they say, well, they got caught doing that, so they got to find another way. Well, they're going to have birth control, and they're going to get birth control to all the black people.
Okay.
And they're targeting black people. And then they start something. I think it's called the Negro Project, where they're trying to get Negro pastors to buy into birth control and abortion, so that they will support it. You see, like the Reverend Jesse Jackson, you see him go from against abortion to for abortion,
Okay.
and like he's bought, and it exposes all that up into modern day. Planned Parenthood. Margaret Sanger spoke for the KKK.
Okay.
Modern day, they do not reject her. In fact, they praise her. The Hillary thinks she's a role model.
Okay.
Okay, so my heart whenever I see black people, I think, do you know this is going on?
Okay.
And
But it's not
if you
just-
do, why
but it's
wouldn't
just
you
not-
rise up?
Well, so you said you were a Christian,
I am a
which
Christian.
means
yeah.
that you read the whole Bible,
Right,
correct?
yes.
Which means that you know that God cares about the poor, correct?
Right, yes.
God cares about injustice.
Yes.
God cares about children in the womb.
Right.
Okay, so I'm saying to you as a Christian,
Yeah.
why don't you include all of that in your moral stance?
Well,
don't just pick.
this
Don't
is-
just pick and choose your issues, my
This
brother.
is the evil
Okay?
of our age.
Well, there's many evils.
No,
you
no,
don't,
no,
you
I-
don't think the other things I talked about are evil?
Yes, I do. But in the
You
time
talked
of
about
slavery, at
You-
the time
wait
of
a minute.
slavery, would
You
it have
talked
been?
about slavery. You don't think that we are still seeing some of the vestiges of slavery?
Absolutely.
Okay,
That's
so
what I'm
then
saying.
that's a moral issue.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a moral
like,
issue. When people don't have health care, when folks can't feed their children,
Right.
those
Yeah.
are moral issues too.
Why do you think
it's
that's happening?
not just this.
Why do you think that's happening?
What do you mean? Why do I think that's happening?
Yeah, why?
I mean, it's a myriad of reasons why that's happening. Why
They're holding them
injustice happens.
down. They're holding them down
But it's just
on
not
purpose.
happening. But it's
They're
just
putting
not
drugs
happening. But
in
it's
the
just not
neighborhoods.
happening in our communities, though. It's happening. Abortion itself is a moral issue,
Yeah.
and it knows there's no respect of persons. Whether it's 1% or whether it's 100%, it's just wrong.
But
So-
that's true. But it is
so it's
targeted
not-
at black people at the beginning, and
Do
it
you
still
think?
is.
But do you think black people are targeted because of racist sentencing policies? Do you think so?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you think black people remember like 20, 30 years ago when my brother who's still dealing with addiction
Yes.
and dealing with the policy was lock up and throw away the key, incarceration.
Yeah.
Now that more white folks are addicted, it's a public health issue now.
Okay.
Now we want to treat it medically. That's a moral issue. As
I
to
agree. I
why,
agree.
but that's what I'm saying, sir.
Here's the
You're
thing.
not
Here's the
attacking
thing.
those things. You're
all right.
not attacking
If
those
that
things.
moral-
just be fair. That's all I'm saying to you.
Let me.
Don't just. this is
I'm
not
trying to
the
show
moral
you. I'm trying to show you
issue.
something.
Honest.
If this is the police throwing away the key on black people right here, and there's a timeline, it's the same injustice. It's the same injustice. And if the life of the black person and white person don't matter, then who cares what they do with them in jail? That's the thing. This is the start.
No,
They're murdering
no.
them in the
What I'm
womb.
saying to you is that, and I appreciate your dialogue. What I'm saying to you is that there are more moral issues.
Right.
And you are cherry picking
Here's
the
a
hotbed issues.
let me ask you a
That's all.
question. Let me ask you. I hear what you're saying, and I've heard that. Believe it or not, Christians tell me that whether or not I'm talking to black people or not.
Because as Christians, we have to be, I believe, while again, I agree this is a moral issue, but I also know that injustice, I also know that taking care of the poor, and God strictly was hard on Israel. Many times Christians will say, he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah solely for homosexuality. That wasn't the only issue. Look, read the text, Isaiah. They weren't taking care of the poor. They weren't taking care of orphans.
Right.
They weren't taking the injustice was rampant. That's also why he brought judgment on
Right.
them.
Right.
It just wasn't because of abortion
Well,
or homosexuality.
this was the end. So as soon as they started murdering their children, that's when judgment came.
No.
No. Look. You're a Christian, so
Yes,
all right.
yes.
So just study that, because we're studying it. We're looking at it. We're going, look.
And I'm
This is the
studying.
final thing. This is the final thing. When we start murdering our children, God brings judgment, and His judgment is coming.
So God doesn't care about when you murder human
He absolutely
adults?
cares about that. I'm talking. Let me just say this. I don't know how to
Sir,
say it.
He destroyed, before we get to Sodom and
I know,
Gomorrah, the
I know.
Old Testament, he destroyed a whole world because
Yeah.
of violence,
Right.
because of what man was doing to other men. Remember that?
Yes.
That's why we had the flood and all that.
Right.
Nothing about abortion. He didn't say it. Nothing about homosexuality. It was because of the violence of man to man.
Yeah,
Okay?
which is that's what abortion is.
So, but that's not the only thing. See?
No. I know
That's
it's
what
not
I'm
the only,
saying.
but it's the
you ain't
worst thing
talking
right
about
now.
The other stuff.
But
Why don't you talk about white
I think you
supremacy?
made- I think
Why
you
don't you
made-
talk about
what?
racial
Tell me
injustice?
how would I do that?
Again, illegal sentencing, illegal sentencing.
Sure.
That have resulted in our jails being full of primarily black and brown men.
Right.
Okay. Child care policies that support families, that support working class folk. Okay. Those are moral issues. Also moral issues in terms of health care. I don't think it's that people who can't afford health care, and you got 1% of the population who is rich and who have own all the wealth, and all these other people over here are suffering. That ain't right.
But
you don't think
if
God? Come on.
one question before, because I know you have to go, but one question. If it was a time of slavery, would you want me to be talking about slavery, or would you want me to be talking about that you're giving the slaves too many beatings? Which one would I talk about? You would want me to be talking about slavery, right?
I would want you to talk about the moral issues that face us today.
Right.
We're living in a country.
The worst one.
We're living in a country that is being every day torn by racial division.
Because
That's on the
we
front. That ain't
murdered
got-
the
no,
unborn.
no,
Oh no,
no,
sir, it does.
no.
If you don't value
just
life,
wrong.
if you don't value life, what
No.
does the rest matter?
We are torn. Our cities are being literally. I live in Baltimore. Freddie Gray. I don't know if you were.
Yeah, I heard about it.
But torn, man, by racial division and
Right.
class to a lesser extent. And I don't hear you saying nothing about that. And
When
I'm
we
not saying
when
that's
we
not
murder
important.
when we murder
I'm
when we
sorry.
murdered life, that's the start of all of it. When we don't value life, we don't value any life.
I'm saying to my brother,
Yeah.
read the whole Bible.
I read the whole Bible, man.
Well, then you ain't. Well, how come you ain't dealing with racial injustice?
I am dealing with racial injustice. I'm dealing with the
Only
biggest
through
one.
abortion? Only through abortion?
If we don't value life,
only
nothing
through
else
abortion?
matters.
What do you
No,
think
not
about
only
police
I'm doing it through the gospel of
murder?
Jesus Christ.
Well, then the gospel of Jesus
Yeah.
is the good news.
Yes, it's good
All
news, right.
And God, the good news of God is that He cares about all people.
Right.
Red, green, black, right?
That's what I've been
So then
saying.
when a section of people who are not being treated right, does God care about that?
Yes.
Well, then why don't you deal with that?
I
That's
do.
all I'm saying to you.
I know, but
Not just through
what I'm trying to
abortion.
say to you, which one? I can't do
I
everything.
explained to you.
Can you do everything?
But I told you.
Can
I
you do
answered your
everything,
que-
though?
No.
All right.
I answered your question.
All right, which was?
You said, what can I do?
Yeah.
I said, our cities are being torn
Sure.
apart racially.
Right.
Okay? Division
Yes.
by race,
Yes.
the color of the skin.
Yes.
Okay? Black Lives Matter, all that, whether you agree or disagree with it.
Right.
I'm saying you would have more credence, my brother, when you come to something like this, whether it was
Yeah.
intentional or not.
Yeah.
If black people said, you know what, at least he's fair. Okay? Yes, he thinks abortion is important. But you know what? Also, he thinks that Black Lives Matter and racial injustice is important. I'm telling you.
So if I said
you have
something
more
like-
credence, because you don't
like-
have credence with me when I just see you talking about this.
Well, I understand,
You know what
but
I
I
mean?
can't.
That's
I
all
can't
I'm
understand
saying.
why. Because it's far worse to murder someone than it is to incarcerate them wrong. You know?
Because you're not dealing with the whole.
No. You're right, but I'm not.
And we admit that this is wrong. We admit
Right,
it.
right.
But you have not.
But when we stand up for them, we stand up for everybody. Because the gospel, will you take this and research it, please? We had a long conversation. Will you look at it, man?
Okay.
All right, guys. Hey, thank you for talking, all right?